And welcome to Chain Reaction. My name is Jim Moyer. I'm also known as Vic Reeves when I'm playing that part. And my guest tonight is an actress who starred in films and TV shows, such as the period drama Death Squad Sex Monkey Killers versus Even Seven-Tentacled Swamp Doctor. Past the Solvent Judith, an hilarious comedy about a group of ageing glue sniffers, and the Mucky Botty Show, to name but 6. Of course I'm lying, but who is she? Can you guess? Activate your dictaphones. It's Olivia Colman. So, Olivia.
Hello.
Hello. Did you think that was a charming introduction?
Maybe even more nervous.
Did it?
Now I'm terrified about where we're going to go.
Because you haven't actually been in any of those productions.
No, and I didn't want to upset you by telling you I hadn't been in them.
I know what you've been in, though. Do you?
See if I'm tested.
Let me test you. What was the first thing you were ever in on the telly?
Bruiser.
Bruiser?
Yeah.
Explain it.
It was a sketch show.
Yeah.
And it had me in it.
And that's all you remember?
And Rob and David. And Martin Freeman.
Hang on, Rob and David who?
Rob Webb and David Mitchell.
Of course, because you started off with them.
Yes.
Where did you meet them?
At Cambridge.
And what were you doing there?
I was at the teacher training college.
Because you weren't being... You weren't being an actress.
No. And then I accidentally auditioned for Footlights. And...
which is what a lot of people do, isn't it?
Yeah, accidentally. Yeah, I didn't know what it was. It was just a sign that said auditions and an arrow in biro.
So you wanted to be a teacher?
No.
Well, right, so what did you want to do when you were, like, really young?
I thought I wanted to be a nurse, because my mum was a nurse.
Why?
I know.
Who wants to be a nurse when you're really young?
Me? Because my mum was a nurse, and she was very good. And
there you are, then.
She always said it was a nice, very companionable existence, and she felt like she'd got a lot out of what she did.
Do you think you'd be good with severe injuries?
I think so.
Do you?
Quite like blood.
Really?
You know, there was a bookshop in Cambridge called Heifers, and they had one bit that was all medical books, and we used to dare each other to see how long you could stand there and look at the really, like the swollen testicles and things like that. And I couldn't stop.
So you didn't want to be a nurse? Well, you did want to be a nurse.
I did.
But you ended up being an actress.
Yeah.
Right. We've got that out of the way. Let's have a look at my list here now. Hobbies. Right, I like farting into crisp bags. And asking people what flavour they think they are. What are your hobbies?
I don't think... As a kid, I did. You know...
But you haven't now?
I don't think I have.
Nothing you like doing?
Walking. That's not a hobby, is it?
No, that's just going from A to B.
Yeah.
Do you mean walking from the tubes or the train station to your house?
Yeah, I like that bit of the
That's
journey.
nice, doing that, though, isn't it? Yeah.
Can that be a hobby?
Yeah, it is a hobby.
Well, then that's what I do.
Right, well, we'll forget about that. If you lost your hand in a lawnmower accident, would you have a hook or a plastic hand?
Can I have interchangeable? Because the mood might take me where a hook is more appropriate.
When I was a youth, I used to pretend to have a brass hand and, like, turn it round like that and bang it on the table and things like that. But I think I'd go for a hook and I'd have a hanging basket on it. You know, if I was meeting a lady that I wanted to impress, or a landlord.
A landlord?
You know, but I'd say, look, you could have hanging baskets outside your pub, like I've got hanging off my hook.
That's an excellent idea.
When you were, like, really young, did you have, like, a weekend job or an evening job?
I worked in a pub. I wasn't that young, I suppose, because you have to be 18, do you?
Well, nowadays, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I started working on a pig farm when I was 14.
Did you?
By the time I was 15, I was a lion tamer. I didn't know, it was the circus turned up, and I really wanted to be a lion tamer, so I turned up and I brought a chair out the kitchen.
Did you disguise a pig as a lion?
Yeah, I went out to the circus and said, look, is there any jobs for a lion tamer? I've got my own chair and whip. I can sort the lions out.
What did they say?
Give me the job. So what was your first job? In a bar? A pub?
Yeah, pub in Blakeney.
In Blakeney?
Yeah.
When I was a kid,
Yeah.
when I was a teenager, we used to go and get on the Norfolk Broads.
Yeah.
And we used to go whole seasons, get a boat from Blakeney and go and drift around for a week.
Possibly you didn't get it in Blakeney, the boat.
Why not?
Because that's on the sea, and
I remember
you
going
had to carry
Blakeney.
it over quite a lot of land to get to the Broads.
You're from Norwich, aren't you?
From Norfolk. I lived in Norwich for a bit, yeah.
So whereabouts in Norfolk?
My mum and dad moved quite a lot, so they're from North Norfolk. And I think by the time I left home, I'd moved house 18 times with them.
All around Norfolk?
Yeah. So sort of everywhere in Norfolk.
So why did they move around so much?
They liked it.
What,
And
just
they-
like to move, or
they'd
there's no
sort of-
reason? Or you didn't have to get out of the village?
Yeah. My dad set fire to every pub and we had to leave.
Now, you're a Colman, and Colman's mustard's from Norwich, so what's the story there?
Sadly, there are a lot of Colemans in Norfolk.
Is there a lot?
Yeah, and
Is there a lot of Colman? So you're
Well,
you're right in there. Right in there with all the Norfolk people.
I wish I was related to Coleman's mustard, but...
So there's
a
a lot of Colmans in Norfolk, is there?
Well, it's a Norfolk-y name, the Coleman with no E. When I was in Norfolk, no one ever put an E in my name. And then I left Norfolk and everyone wants to put an E in my name. So it turns out that Colman, the way I spell it, is fine in Norfolk, but beyond that, people can't cope.
What's happened to your Norfolk accent?
I've never had one.
No, you have. Go on, do it.
Oh, no, I can't, because if everyone in Norfolk is going, that's not right, that's not
Did
right.
you never have one?
I never had one.
What, were you posh Norfolk?
I think maybe the schools I went to, I just copied all the other kids. I didn't, you know.
But there are a bit... you can do a Norfolk accent, presumably.
Yeah. My granddad, he was broad Norfolk. He couldn't understand a word he said.
It's
then.
like Norfolk, isn't it?
Nope.
Isn't it?
No. Let's go. Like, that's not... What did you say? Norfolk?
Norfolk.
No, see, now I don't want to be put on the spot now. Cause
Oh, come on.
half of Norfolk's going, what?
Because it's quite OR, isn't it?
No, that's West Country.
Yeah, no, but it is sort of like, it's got a bit of that going on in Norfolk.
So when I first got to Bristol, I thought everyone was doing a really bad Norfolk accent.
I'm not going to put you on the spot. So what were your ambitions as a youth?
I wanted to be in love and be happy. And that sounds cheesy, but it was always my... You know when you have to make a wish when you drop an eyelash? No?
Yeah.
I always wanted
No, I don't
to
actually,
be
but
in love and happy.
I'm enjoying what you're telling me.
You know when you find an eyelash on someone
Yeah.
and you have to you put your finger on my finger and you both close your eyes, hold your breath, make a wish, and then the fairies get it and they put it in their drawer and they'll get to it eventually. It's true.
Whose eyelash is it?
Doesn't matter. So if I find yours, then you get to make a
If you
wish.
found my eyelash on you...
That would be weird, but I
Right,
think
yeah, it would, yeah.
you'd still get a wish out of it.
All right. And that was your ambition, as a youth, to find an eyelash.
Yeah,
See,
very simple
mine
taste.
was to ride a metal mechanical lion up Ben Nevis.
God, sorry, I'm really letting you down, aren't I?
No. So did the eyelash thing ever happen? Did it work?
Yeah, I'm happy and in love and yeah.
So did you find your husband's eyelash?
Yeah.
And it worked? It's just witchcraftery. It is, isn't it? It's Wicca. And actually, having said that, yes, I did managed to ride a metal mechanical bear up Ben Nevis?
A bear? I thought it was a lion.
Yeah, well, I did both, didn't I? Right, so, theatre.
Yeah.
Do you like doing theatre? You don't like doing theatre?
If Rufus Norris is listening, I do like doing theatre. But no. It's scary. I have done it. I used to do it. It's all I ever used to do. But then I think if you're away from it for long enough, you develop this fear, and that's what I've got now.
Of being in front of an audience?
Yeah, and if you screw it up, they all know. Whereas on telly, you just go, oops, and do it again.
Everyone here is quite close to you. Is that what worries you?
It is quite...
Do you think they might attack? Because I know, looking at some of them, there is quite a probability. This is quite good lighting, so
I can't really see anyone. So I can imagine that they're all like in the theatre, from the Forest of Goodwill and they're all naked.
It's a worry when, you know, but when you are out and the lights are on, you can't see anyone.
No.
So it shouldn't worry.
So every time they laugh, you go, oh, someone here.
Well, there's someone looking at me really closely. The first thing I think I remember seeing you in, and what I really love, and I think is one of the funniest things still to this day that's ever been on television, is Look About You.
Look Around You.
Look Around You. I know it that well, don't I? Well, that's brilliant. It's Peter Serafinovich.
I love that. That's right,
and his brother.
And Robert Popper.
Edgar Wright.
Yeah, the first one.
The first one.
Yeah.
And then there was another one, which was the BBC Two, and then you were in it.
Yeah, that's right.
That was brilliant, wasn't it?
I loved it. Yeah, it was brilliant.
And that was just like... So, for the listeners at home...
Yeah.
It was a kind of, I would say, like late 70s, early 80s science programme.
Yeah.
That was
like
turned into a comedy programme.
Programmes for schools and colleges.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they used to wheel in the school telly? And there was a lot that yellow. Everyone had a yellow pencil, and they would point it slightly shakily at the test tube. Like
yeah.
That. Lots of men with beards.
And it was brilliant, but not that many people found it funny.
No, I know. I think, yeah. It was a little too good almost. People watching going, is it real?
Well, it was too real. I mean, you got Peter Serafinovich doing that, and he was so good at doing that character. Well, you were as well. Everyone was. It was too good. I showed it to my wife, and she said, well, this is what I used to watch when I was at school. I was going, yeah, but watch more carefully. There are moments of humour.
I'm pleased you liked it.
It's fantastic. I loved that.
Oh, good.
Right, so what else? Then you went and did the Peep Show, and well, you did loads of stuff, but comedy-wise, Mitchell and Webb were a big influence.
Yes.
So what happened there?
They saved my ass. They
saved your ass?
Yeah, my ass, because they gave me lots of work at the beginning, and in fact, Bruiser, they got me in for Bruiser, which was my first ever job, and then Peep Show. And I think if they had a female character, they'd go, we could try someone we know, Collie, try her. And so I'd go in
you were
and
just a bit
audition.
spare time?
Yeah.
But I think they'll get her in.
Well, she'll say yes, we'll have her.
So you were doing, you were doing a lot of comedy. When did you go serious drama?
Well, when I realised I wanted to act, I always thought I'd be doing serious stuff. And it just happened that I accidentally auditioned for Footlights.
Comedy's always the easiest way in, isn't it?
Much harder, though, I think. I think comedy's harder.
Well, it's acting serious, but making it funny because you're acting it seriously.
It's tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
So I always thought I'd do serious stuff, but I ended up doing comedy and loved it. And loved, the people that were in it. And you sort of meet everybody in quite a small little bunch. And everyone, unless I'm really rosy-tinted and a bit naive, but everyone seemed very supportive of everybody else.
Right, so you and me are good friends with Paddy Considine.
Yes.
And you've been a few things with him.
Yes.
So, and I saw you, and I was blown away with Tyrannosaur, which was you in it, and Peter Mullen.
Yeah,
and
Eddie Marsan.
And Paddy directed it.
Yeah, wrote it and directed it.
And that was just fantastic, wasn't it?
That was, I've said it before, so if it's boring, but until I die, it'll be the best thing I ever did.
I saw that one afternoon. I thought, I'm going to watch it in an afternoon. It's not the sort of thing I'd settle down with a collection of snacks on an evening. So I watched it on a bleak afternoon, and I couldn't do anything for the rest of the day.
Oh.
I was knackered.
Yeah, it's quite...
And it really did wear me out by the end of it. So how do you feel after doing something like that?
Weirdly, and it was the most beautiful, uplifting experience doing that job. And it was so happy.
Was it?
Yeah.
Because that wasn't the thing, you know. I felt, you know, isn't it a weird thing? I felt really horrible, filthy, happy, everything after that.
Yeah. It's a beautiful film, and it's a testament to Paddy's genius.
Well, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. But he picked people that, you know, all could trust each other, and you don't want, as Paddy says, you don't want a method actor anywhere near that shit. Terrifying. And everyone knew what they were doing and really trusted each other and trusted Paddy. And Paddy has an incredible way about him. He could make anyone follow him, do anything. And it was beautiful to watch. Because it was the first time he directed, and I think he directed a short before. I think he was a bit anxious that it would, you know, it was his baby and he wanted it to go well. But he just had to do a little thumbs up to anybody, and you could see them growing 10 foot. And, you know, they felt like if you'd pleased Paddy, you just felt like you'd achieved that day. Not that he was difficult, you just adored him and wanted him to like you.
Yeah. Well, that's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
But he's a great bloke. Right, let's lighten up things. I know what I wanted to talk to you about. Right, you were in Ledunk with Paddy.
Yeah.
Now, the baby in that.
That was my baby.
Was that your real baby?
My real baby.
Really?
Yeah.
That was the funniest thing I thought in the whole film. Because who had the baby?
Me. What?
Was it you? Were you? Because he showed it to me, and it was. I must admit, I was slightly worse for wear when I saw it. But he said, but I was laughing my head off. Because the baby that was supposed to be newborn was about 6 months old.
Yeah, he was a monster.
He was like, I've just had a baby. And it was like that big. So that was your baby,
and he
one
was
of your
real.
boys.
Yeah, that was my youngest. Because I think I can't remember quite now when babies sit up. I think he could have sat up, but we were trying to keep him flat.
But it was like, look, I've just had a baby. And there's this giant child. Oh, that was great. Right, holograms, they're good fun, aren't they?
Do you know magic eyes? Can you do them?
What, cross eyes?
With the magic eye thing?
I can. Oh, what do you mean looking at magic eyes?
Yeah, when you're trying
the pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did do it once.
I can't do it.
I did it once. And can you go cross-eyed?
Yep.
Can you? But here's the thing, can you go wall-eyed?
Wait, yep. Hang on.
No, that's cross-eyed.
Wait, I have to start cross-eyed and then go. Did that work?
No, they're just moving around. It was very impressive, but I did actually try and train myself to go wall-eyed, and I can do it.
So what does that mean?
So
one goes off?
One goes, they both go outwards.
Oh, out?
Yeah.
Do it.
I'm doing it on radio, right? So it's good. Just do some acting.
It's really good. Have you done it now?
Not just... So, mastermind. Because it's quite like that, sitting in that chair there, isn't it?
It is a bit, yeah.
Yeah, so what's your chosen subject? Your name, your occupation and your chosen subject?
Olivia Colman, actor. Friends.
What?
The series.
What, Friends?
Yeah. That's all I watched as a student.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, then. What was Rachel's surname?
Green.
Yeah. Right.
I remember that Chandler had a TV Times sent to him every week, and they'd written it down wrong, so it would always arrive, Miss Chandler Bong. Thank you.
Right, OK. If you could have guest starred on Friends, what character would you have liked to have been?
Oh, no, that's a lovely question. I think I would have liked to have been maybe one of Joey's sisters. He had loads of them, but you sort of saw them fleetingly. But I'd like to have been one that came and lived with them and became their best friends. Yeah.
Do you know the...
Because Paul Rudd was ended up being Phoebe's husband, Mike, in it.
Right. Oh, Mike, yeah.
And because Paul and I did a play years ago before either of us had really got anywhere and got on really well and remained mates. And I had every episode of Friends, every box set in my flat. And when he got that job years later, he phoned and said, because you're the only one I think is going to be really excited that I've got this job. And I was nearly weed, I think. Yeah.
Inventions.
Right.
What have you invented recently?
I did once invent a hairband from pants.
What, underpants?
I found that, when you want to wash your face and you never have a hairband handy.
Yeah. Now you've got me. Now I'm interested. I'm leaning forward.
And so always get a pair of clean pants out of the drawer.
Yeah.
And you can stick it over your head and it holds your hair out of the way perfectly. Wash face. The only problem is I did once go to work with them on my head.
And what happened?
I think people laughed at me quite a lot.
Did they start copying you? Did you wear bunches? No. Actually, that'd be quite good. You could have bunches.
Well, you can get the hair coming out the leg holes.
Or in my case, there'd be 3. Here's the thing. Now, when you're acting, do you ever use mnemonics?
What are they? No, then.
Do you know, if you got a lot of lines to learn, do you ever what do you?
Oh,
what
I know what you mean. Those little poems to make you remember things.
Yeah, well, I call them. Well, they call them mnemonics. I use songs. I have a word. I'll have a picture of it. It's usually groups or songs. Or do you have images? I know actresses who have. I know one in particular. She has drawings at the side of every line, and she can see all the lines and the drawing at the end of it, so she knows where she is in a script in her mind.
Wow.
Do you do nothing like that?
No. Sorry.
Just remember it.
Remember it, yeah.
Do you remember any poems from school?
Yes. Hang on. Oh, they're not clever ones. Possibly rude ones. I remember Roald Dahl.
There was no lady from Ealing.
I had a peculiar feeling.
Love all alike, no season knows, nor climes.
Oh, God.
There was no lady from Ealing. I had a peculiar feeling. Love. No, but anyway. Yeah, carry on.
James and the Giant Peach. And one of them was, I've eaten many strange and scrumptious dishes in my time. Do you remember that?
Go on.
Jellied nuts and dandyprats and earwigs cooked in slime. And mice with rice, they're really nice when roasted in their prime. But don't forget to sprinkle them with just a pinch of grime. It goes on for ages, that's all I can remember, sorry.
And when you're doing something like Broadchurch, which is on now, and there's that's how many episodes is there?
8.
So that's 16 weeks?
No, because it's 8 hours. 8 weeks. Is that what you mean? And you mean filming it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Film, yeah.
It was,
how long it's on.
So,
I'm talking about when you film it, so that's like...
4 months.
Yeah. So it's 16 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah. Maths was never my good thing at school.
And that's quite... So you're in quite a few... So it's pretty... No, you're all right. You've got time to relax and learn your next lines and that. And...
There's loads of us in it.
Oh, that's a luxury job, isn't it? So is that good fun doing that?
Yeah.
And that's
lovely.
Is that the thing that's been the biggest... I suppose it's the biggest TV hit for you?
Yeah. By a country mile, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a biggie.
And then you're in it again.
Yeah.
Weeping. And,
sorry.
And you're... but weeping so well.
Can't help it. Sad story,
Isn't it? Women can always weep so much. But it's like I've worked with Gina McKee is fabulous, a fabulous weeper.
It's not a gender thing.
I could have done it in my youth.
You've seen Andy
but now
Buckham?
I can't. Do you know what I do? I I lick my finger just before I walk into the scene. Or I get something to spit in my eye.
Well, that would work just as well. I might do that.
Yeah. Well, that's great, Broadchurch.
But you can't, if it's really sad, then you can't stop yourself, can you?
Well, once you start, I don't know. I used to weep like a child until I hit 40, and then it just stopped. It all dried up.
Ooh. Well, it's gone the opposite way for me. I'm getting worse.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
But you're fabulous at it, aren't you? You just like... Oh, it always amazes me how people can turn it on like that.
But it's real. It's because it's sad.
Yeah, I know. Maybe I haven't been in enough sad stuff.
I was reading a book with my little boy the other day, my youngest boy, Michael Morpurgo book. It was so sad, I had to make him stop reading it. And in the corner, he thought it was hilarious. Really sad.
Where are you going now?
Is that?
It's like a tap. Right, come on then. I read that you don't like parties. Is this true?
No, that was at the risk of upsetting a particular journalist. Kept ringing me when I was filming in a field, and I kept pressing the thing, trying to turn my phone off, but every time I turned it on, there were messages. And eventually I went, what? And because I said, I'm in a field, stop ringing me, I'm in a field. And they said, I just want to know what... And I went, why? Who cares what I think about a party? Don't go.
Are hobgoblins a thing of the past?
No.
Quite right, yeah. Well, I don't think I've got anything to finish off with. So without any further ado, goodbye. Magnificent Olivia Colman, thank you.
That was Chain Reaction with Jim Moyer, a.k.a. Vic Reeves, and his guest Olivia Colman. The producer was Arnab Chakra.